Welcome to Maddox News Live, guys. If you're just joining us, this is breaking news. You may have already heard that there was an active shooter at the YouTube studios, the YouTube in San Francisco, YouTube headquarters, rather, YouTube studios. They have one in Los Angeles, London, and New York. But this is breaking news. We've never done one of these, so bear with me if we have any technical issues. But we have a live tweet stream of what's going on. Supposedly, it's a female shooter. Some of these tweets are a little bit out of date. They say that there's an active shooter. I don't believe it's active anymore. Let's see. Yeah, we don't have too much information coming in about the details. There are some reports that the shooter has been taken down, but we're covering the story live right now. This is the first time we've been doing a live breaking news story. I'm going to be checking your comments, sharing some of those. You guys can send me DM on Twitter. I may be able to read some of those live during the air. I also have Stan, the producer, helping us out from Arkansas, but we're going to be covering this story live. We're going to be looking at all the stories as they're coming in. Let's go back to the Twitter stream. So it says they're saying that it's a female shooter, and she committed suicide. 4 gunshot victims, rather. We don't have a ton of information about what's been going on. All the details have not come in yet. But I read earlier that some of the employees had to go outside. There is some black guy said San Bruno police chief says they found a woman with self-inflicted gunshot wounds at the YouTube headquarters. Self-inflicted gunshot wounds. And it is a female shooter, so this is something that's a little bit unusual. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and check some of your comments throughout this stream, see if we have anything at any point. But I'm going to be reading some of your comments as well. Let's see. Okay, Gabriel C. says, when YouTube demonetized your Fortnite Let's Play. No, I don't think so. Let's hope it's nothing like that. This is nothing good for YouTube. This is nothing good for the community. If anything, it's going to dampen morale around YouTube. Already, YouTube has been taking a beating in the news because of demonetization through no fault of their own, I think. YouTube has a lot of pressure right now. YouTube has pressure from both the creators and the sponsors. I don't believe that YouTube's goal is to hurt creators. If they demonetize your videos, they don't make any money themselves. They have no interest in demonetizing your videos. So who knows what this is related to. It's a female shooter, which is very unusual. I don't think we've had a female mass shooting in America in a long time. Let's see. We have... Okay, Anton, I don't think you're right about that. I'm reading these shitty comments. Let's see. Yeah, no... Okay, some people in the comments are pretty awful. Someone's saying YouTube needed this. I don't think anyone needs a mass shooting, dipshit. Let's go back to the live stream, though. If you're just joining us, we're covering the YouTube shooting event. CNN says that police have responded already at the YouTube headquarters. Let's see if we can go to the live tweets. Yeah, these are live tweets. Okay. Yeah, 4 people hurt, 1 dead. I don't believe it's an active shooting anymore, clearly, because the shooter is dead. Self-inflicted gunshot wound. We're going to be reading these comments as they're coming through on Twitter. Here's some more breaking news. Police responding to an active shooter at YouTube Space. Not YouTube Space, rather. Here's the actual Google News. Well, that's a little bit cut off, so you guys can't see that. This is from LA Times. Let's see what they're saying here. Yeah, woman opens fire at YouTube headquarters, wounding 4 before taking her own life. Woman opened fire. San Bruno Police Chief Ed Barberini told reporters Tuesday afternoon that one person believed to be the shooter was found dead of self-inflicted gunshot wounds. 4 other people were taken to area hospitals for medical treatment, according to Barberini. Let's see. Well, you guys, I realize you guys can't see that fully, and I'm getting pop-ups as well. Let's look at some of these comments, see if we have any. None yet. Stan, the producer, is helping me out in Arkansas. Thank you, Stan. Give him a shout-out. I'm going to be reading some of your shitty comments throughout this live stream. If you guys have, like, immediately go into jokes already. On Twitter, already people making jokes about the shooting. You guys can, like, wait 24 hours, 12 hours maybe. Johnny Knight says, male this time? No, it's female. This is a female shooting. A female shooter, rather. It's highly unusual. Let's go back to the live tweets. If you're just joining us, we're covering the story of the YouTube shooter. Let's see. 4 wounded, 0 killed. No, the shooter, it sounds like it's a self-inflicted gunshot wound. We're not sure how, what the injuries are of the people who have been shot, if they're in critical condition or not. Let's see. Let's double check here. Yeah, a lot of guys that are making jokes and saying too soon. Yeah, that is too soon, I think, by definition. Let's go ahead and read some of these. Cody Snyder, yeah, poor form, guys. Poor form of these jokes. Yeah, a lot of terrible jokes. I'm glad we're not seeing these. Anyway, guys, we're going to be looking at these live tweets throughout. If you're just joining us, we're covering the YouTube shooting. San Bruno Police Chief Ed Barberini said that we have 4 victims, and they've all been transferred to area hospitals, I believe. Let me double check this one. Yeah, he says, we have 4 victims who have all been transported for gunshot-related injuries, and we have 1 subject who is deceased inside the building with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Okay, so it was a suicide. We don't have any motives yet, I don't believe. I believe Michael Malice tweeted out that there was a list of other targets. That would be really, really interesting, because that implies it may be a terrorist attack. And, you know, I'm not going by the textbook definition of terrorism, just that, you know, there are multiple targets, multiple attacks. And I know that terrorism is supposed to have political motives. We don't know what the motives of this shooting are yet. We don't know if it's related to anything with the platform. It could be a disgruntled employee. That's happened a lot of times at, you know, post offices. It's kind of a cliche of employees going postal. But we don't have any information about who this person was or what the motives are yet. But we're going to be monitoring this situation actively on Twitter. We have pretty much everyone. We have some Spanish news. What's that? That looks Italian. I'm not sure. If anyone's Italian in the chat room, you can help translate. But we got pretty much everyone's covering this right now. It's the #1 trending topic on Twitter, I believe. Again, send me some DMs if you want those comments read. I'm going to be checking some of your comments throughout this, see if we have anything. Yeah, we do. Let's go ahead and read. Okay, we got an update from Stan, the producer. Stan says, just now joining the live stream, Maddox. Oh, tornadoes happening in Stan's area. So Stan's in Arkansas. If you guys are in Arkansas, this is other breaking news, but there are tornadoes touching down in Arkansas. Stan is going to be covering that from NEA Report. You can check in on that with NEA Report. Here's an update from the San Bruno Police Twitter account. The official Twitter account says San Bruno Police Chief Barberini will be making a statement at 2:30 p.m. Well, that's past. Media staging area is at the corner of Traeger Avenue at Bay Hill Drive in San Bruno. I believe we may have already missed that. That I think that's already happened. But again, if you're in Arkansas, Stan, the producer in Arkansas, is saying that there are tornadoes that are going to be touching down. He's going to be covering that live. If you're in the affected area, you can check that out as well. But we're going to be covering the active shooting. Well, it's no longer an active shooting situation. The shooter has been taken down by herself. Every town says our hearts go out to all those impacted by the shooting today at YouTube's headquarters in San Bruno, California. Jacob Wall says, why would the female shooter at YouTube headquarters be wearing a headscarf when it's a warm, sunny day in San Bruno? Already, clearly, people are speculating about the motives of the shooter. I think that one is implying that it may be an Islamic terrorist attack. We're not sure. We don't want to speculate. We don't want to jump to conclusions. We don't know. A lot of school shootings happen. They're a lot of times bullied kids. Sometimes it happens at workplaces. They're disgruntled employees. YouTube does hire a lot of women, but it's really, really unusual that it's a female shooting suspect. Again, if you're just joining us, we're covering the YouTube shooting event that happened this afternoon in San Bruno. That is the headquarters of YouTube. We're going to be monitoring the situation live, looking at these live tweets, reading some of your shitty comments. Most of them are shitty. Let's see. Yeah, Alex M. in the comments says, geez, all you guys talking about shooting when Maddox is talking flat earth. Really, really dumb comments. Let's see. Peanut366 says, is YouTube Studio a gun-free zone? Very important to know. I believe most places are gun-free zones. Most employment. I don't think employers want you to bring guns to work. I don't think that's relevant. I've been to YouTube Space in Los Angeles. YouTube Space in Los Angeles is where I shoot most of my videos. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but YouTube has studios set up in London, New York, and Los Angeles. And I believe in Tokyo. There's a YouTube studios in Tokyo. What it is it's a space that they have a bunch of different stages that you can use to shoot and produce your YouTube videos. The goal is when it first started out, anyone could join these studios to shoot your videos, and there were multiple stages. There's a green screen stage, a white cyc, and there's much larger stages for larger productions. Those are if you need stadium seating, if you're going to do a live talk show, if you're going to do a musical event, those sorts of things. Originally, YouTube Studios was open to the public; anyone could join. Eventually, the number of people who wanted to shoot in these spaces overwhelmed the resources. So they put a cap on it at about 10,000 subscribers. Once you have 10,000 subscribers, that makes you eligible to shoot in some of these locations, if you happen to live in one of the cities where they have a YouTube Studios. Now, the big advantage is I believe that YouTube's strategy there is to try to encourage people to make higher quality content for YouTube. And there's no cost. There's no cost to using the equipment, no cost to using the space. And sometimes they can even provide you limited personnel. They offer lots of workshops. I've taken multiples of these workshops. I've taken a what's the camera? The Red cameras. You know, the very expensive. They're like $30,000 cameras. They have workshops on teaching you how to do that, editing workshops, and that sort of thing. They teach those at those YouTube studios. Now, this shooting did not take place at one of the YouTube studios, but just in my own experience, the security is pretty high. You have to be registered before you enter the building. You have to check in with a security guard. You have to check in with the front desk. You have to have a badge at all times. And then they have different compartments within the studios themselves. So if you want to go to the stage area, you have to have special clearance to go to that stage area, because they also have an area in the back where they keep all the equipment. And there is hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment in these studios. So as you can imagine, the security would be very high. What I would suspect, based on what I know about YouTube Studios and based on the amount of security that they have at these stages, with armed security guards, people going in, having to have clearance and badges and all the security, that for someone to have gotten inside, it would have been one of two things: either an employee of YouTube or a guest. Being that this person got in to an area where they were able to shoot 4 different employees, I'm guessing it was another employee. Just based on what I know about YouTube Studios and YouTube security, it's really, really unusual. I think it would be very difficult for somebody who didn't know what they were doing, like a guest, to enter YouTube headquarters and then get to an area where there were that many employees that they would be able to aim. Now, it's unlikely that the shooter, I think, was staying towards the front of the building and having employees, stream out towards them, because that's where the security guards are. So my guess is, based on what I know about YouTube, again, this is all purely speculation, but this may have been an employee from YouTube. And again, this is not substantiated. Don't spread these rumors until it is. This is just my own personal guess. Let's go ahead and look at these live tweets. Let's see. What we know so far, according to BBC, 15 minutes ago, police are saying they're responding to active shooter incident at YouTube headquarters in California. I believe this is, that's already happened. Shots reported, what we know so far. Okay, gunshots reported at the company's San Bruno offices. Ambulances are at the scene. Authorities warned public to stay away. I think it's probably good advice. Oh, there you go. Here's some live video from BBC. This is from BBC's Twitter account. This is a live video from, it looks like the shooting location. As you can see, the employees have streamed out. They're all standing on the sidewalk. I imagine they're all being interviewed. When they have an active shooting situation, they usually want to check other employees and interview them and make sure that there are no other suspects or active shooters. They're just trying to stay on top of the situation. Let's see. Let's go ahead and check some of your comments. I think we may have some comments. Yeah, we do. Okay. Described as chaotic by employees. Employees were forced to exit the building with their hands up by police. One said that they were trying to get out of the building as fast as they could. That's understandable. Thank you, Stan. Stan is making these updates. Thank you from Stan from Arkansas. At least 4 wounded. The female victim is dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. The ATF, FBI, ATF and FBI are on the scene. This is a tweet from Google Communications. It says, about the YouTube situation, we are coordinating with authorities and will provide official information here from Google and YouTube as it becomes available. All right, so we're going to have updates from Google Communications as this goes on. This person had a specific ideology, and that's why they did the shooting today, indicated a reporter on MSNBC just now. Well, that's interesting. That's the first I've heard of any kind of motive for this shooting. We don't know of the motive of the shooting yet, but according to MSNBC, they're saying that this person had a specific ideology. Now, it's hard to tell what that is. We don't know what that ideology is. We could speculate, but I don't think that's useful at this point, except when I do it, which is very useful. We've got a super chat from Pavch Bavin. Says, please use this money to invest in a bulletproof vest. Hashtag protect Maddox. Thank you, Pavch Bavin, for $5. Thank you for these super chats. I really appreciate those, guys. I will read those on the stream when I get a chance. Also, if you're in Arkansas, our producer Stan Morris from Arkansas is saying that there are tornadoes touching down in Arkansas. So if you're in the affected area, stay tuned. Check out your local news from Sinclair Broadcasting. Oh, here we go. We got some official tweets from Donald Trump, our president Donald Trump. Let's go ahead and read those tweets. Let's see what Donald Trump is saying. Here it is. Was just briefed on the shooting at YouTube's headquarters in San Bruno, California. Let's see. Oops, 1 second. There we go. It says, our thoughts and prayers are with everybody involved. Thank you to our phenomenal law enforcement officers and first responders that are currently on the scene. All right, I think that's the first official tweet from Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, at 2:49 p.m. So that was about 10 minutes ago. I don't know if he's tweeted anything else about it, but let's go ahead. Let's go back to this the live tweets. Yeah, here we go. Here's another tweet by Donald Trump. He said looks like he's been briefed about the active shooting situation, or the shooting situation. It's no longer active at this point. Let's see. It says, was just briefed on the shooting at YouTube's headquarters in San Bruno, California. Our thoughts and prayers are with everybody involved. Thank you to our phenomenal law enforcement. Okay, that's what we just read. So that is the same tweet from Donald Trump. That was at 2:49 p.m. this afternoon. We're still monitoring the situation, seeing if any other tweets are coming through, any other breaking news. We have one from Jesse Gary. Jesse from KTVU says, security at neighboring Walmart building, letting workers back into the building, but San Bruno police are still, they still have a shooting scene secured. Okay, that's the one that we saw earlier from the BBC with the live footage from the BBC. Again, if you're just joining us, we're covering the shooting at YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California. That's the headquarters of YouTube themselves. Personally, we don't know about the shooter. We don't know who it is. We don't know about the motives of the shooter yet. Some people are speculating. We do know that the shooter is female, and it was a suicide. Self-inflicted gunshot wound. 4 people were injured, and we don't have any other details at this moment. My guess is that it would probably be somebody who has some intimate knowledge of the YouTube facilities itself, because YouTube has pretty high security. I've been to YouTube Space in Los Angeles. They have security guards, at least 2 security guards. I imagine most Google campuses right now are probably on high alert, because we don't know if this is a coordinated attack. So far, we only have one suspect, the self-inflicted gunshot. The shooter was a female, highly unusual. But for the female to have gotten in to YouTube, their headquarters, to a place where the employees were working at, she may have had intimate knowledge of the layout. Again, Google is very secure. They keep everything under lock and key. If you want to visit the facility, you have to clear it in advance. You have to have your name on an approved visitor list. Then when you arrive, you have to be buzzed in and then get that, check in with the front desk to get a badge to get through the rest of the facility. For the shooter to have gotten through the front doors, she will have had to been buzzed in. So this would be interesting. I doubt that this was like an inside job. I don't want to be a conspiracy dipshit right now. I don't think this was a situation where the person at the front desk buzzed in an active shooter. I don't think they have anything to gain. It's probably not anything like that. However, the shooter did get into YouTube headquarters. So they got past the first layer of security. And we don't know if what happened to the guards, or if there were guards. So for this employee to have gotten into an area where all the employees are to shoot them, let's not speculate about if she was an employee or not. We don't know at this time. But if she was a disgruntled employee, then she would have had to sneak past the the security guards who are normally at the front of the building. The security guards don't hang out where the employees hang out. So if the security guard would have seen the shooting happen, they would have been able to do something about it. So my estimation is this shooter got past their security somehow and got to a place where the employees are working at. That means, most likely, that this was a disgruntled employee. Again, this is purely speculation at this point. We don't have any information. I'll be breaking any new information we get as I get it. We're going to read some of your comments, though. Okay, here is a satellite photo. This is from Stan the producer. Thank you, Stan. Here's a satellite photo of the YouTube headquarters at 901 Cherry Avenue in San Bruno, California. This is public. They list this on the website. This is actually where the YouTube headquarters are at. Now, you can see here these little I think these are entry points right here. So there are multiple entry points, and they all have security guards. It's usually a pretty secure building. This is a screenshot from ktvu.com. Looks like the front window of this door was broken. Okay, so that would explain how the person got in. If they shot the window in, then that's how they got into the building. Earlier, I was speculating whether or not the employee, the shooter, was buzzed in, implying that it could have been a disgruntled employee, somebody who had intimate knowledge of the YouTube facilities. However, if this window is broken on the front door, then most likely the shooter shot this door and then ran into the building. I don't know where the security guards were, if that's the case, if that's actually what happened. It's also possible that this window was shot by a stray bullet from inside once the active shooter was inside the building, where it's not very clear, but it looks like it was shot in from the outside because of the way this glass is bending in. And you can see that. The glass is kind of bending in. There's a bunch of glass broken over here that could have been shoved outside as the doors were open, as employees were streaming out. Here's another shot. This is the police response. It looks like that might be SWAT. These look like employees with their hands up who are walking in single file, most likely after they've been interviewed. The FBI is on the scene, and so is the ATF. Stan, here's another update from Stan. Also possible, police broke the door open to secure the building. Good point, Stan. That's also a possibility. We don't know at this point how the shooter got into the building. My speculation is that it could have been a disgruntled employee to be able to get in past the security guards to an area where the employees are. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the ATF. Here's an alert from them. They says the ATF San Francisco Field Division is responding to a reported shooting at YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California. Todd Sherman, here's a tweet from Todd Sherman. It says, "We are sitting in a meeting." Oh, here it is. This is an interesting update. Todd Sherman, looks like this is an YouTube employee. Says, "We were sitting in a meeting, and then we heard people running because it was a rumbling. It was rumbling the floor. First, we thought it was an earthquake." Vadim Lavruzik, I think, is another employee. I think this is the first tweet that kind of broke the story. It says, "Active shooter at YouTube headquarters shots and saw people running while at my desk, now barricaded inside a room with coworkers. After exiting the room, we still don't know what was going on, but more people were running, seemed serious, and not like a drill." Okay, so these are the tweets that were going out just in the first moments after the shooting happened. "We headed towards the exit and then saw more people, and someone said that there was some person with a gun." Shit. Okay, that was at 4:10 p.m. I think there might be a time difference here for some reason. I don't know why. At that point, every new person I saw was a potential shooter. Someone else said that the person shot out the back doors and then shot themselves. Okay, that's interesting. This is if that actually happened, that'd be really interesting. Todd Sherman is, it says here, builds products people love, product manager at YouTube, formerly at Snapchat and Twitter. Okay, that's an update from Todd Sherman, one of the YouTube employees. Again, this is what the YouTube building looks like. If you're just joining us, we're covering the YouTube shooting event that occurred this afternoon. 4 injuries so far, and the shooter is dead. The shooter is female. We don't know anything about the motives of the shooter at this point. Let's see. I'm trying to check some of your comments. The comments are pretty much awful at this point. Whoops. Let's go back to the live stream. The comments at this point are pretty much awful. Really disappointed in everybody except for me. Let's see. Okay, someone's saying person with a gun, not a shooter. All right. Good point. Let's see. James says they're fine with it. Okay, already this is becoming a terrible gun debate. You guys are already politicizing this thing. Good job. Right now, we're just trying to get the facts. We're just trying to go over what's actually happening at the event. According to CNN, okay, these are some of these tweets look like they're old. Let's see if we can go to. Yeah, let's try to go to some of the more active tweets. 4 wounded, suspect dead following the shooting. YouTube in San Bruno headquarters. We already know that. A lot of people are tweeting out the thoughts and prayers for the San Bruno YouTube headquarters. You know the drill. We don't have to live this way. All right, people already politicizing this. And we have Nancy Pelosi. A tweet from Nancy Pelosi says, "My staff and I are closely following the developments from active shooter situation at the YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California." Sebastian Gorka. Sebastian Gorka linking to a Breitbart article saying that, okay, it's a female shooter. That's right. Female shooter, highly unusual. ABC News says FBI is on the scene of the shooting at YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California. Basically, we don't have a ton of new information coming in at this point. I think we may wrap this live coverage soon. As I was going to read some more of your comments, but they're mostly shitty. Let's see. What do we got here? Okay, we got one from Mainframe. Mainframe says, "I just logged on and thought from the title this was Maddox taking a hit at YouTube politics or something. Didn't expect this." Yeah, this is a live news stream. Let's see. We got a super chat from Volatile for $5. Thank you, Volatile, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. That helps. Alex M says Maddox rules. Thank you so much. If you guys appreciate this kind of live news coverage, this is the first time I've done live news coverage on YouTube. I do this news show sometimes on Friday nights, actually every Friday night, around 6:30 on this channel or on Madcast Media if you subscribe to that channel as well. Subscribe to this channel and hit the bell if you want live news notifications. I don't do these very often. This is the first time I've actually done a live news stream. It's the first time we've actually looked at anything like this, and this is an unfortunate story, the live shooting at YouTube. You know, I may do some more of these in the future. Depends on if you guys like this kind of coverage. I believe that this is something that YouTube has been lacking, so I want to do more of these. I want to do some live news events when these happen. Hopefully not too often with these shootings. We hope everyone at YouTube headquarters is doing okay. I know a lot of the employees who work at YouTube, they're all good people. Everyone I've worked with has been fantastic. If you guys are just joining, I told people on the stream earlier that I shoot most of my YouTube videos. Most of the videos on my channel are shot at YouTube studios. That's in Los Angeles. This happened in San Francisco, in the San Francisco area, San Bruno, at the YouTube headquarters. I believe that's where the main offices are, where they make a lot of the decisions, where a lot of the programmers and developers live and work. But this did not happen at any of the studios. Again, they have studios in Los Angeles, New York, London, and Tokyo. And at these studios, they allow creators to go in and use the space. I imagine what's going to happen as a policy change at YouTube and Google after this event is they're probably going to tighten security. They're going to tighten restrictions on who they can let in, maybe have a little bit more discretion on who they allow into the spaces and into the studios. Let's see. We've got... Yeah, I'm going to read a few more comments. M in the chat room says PewDiePie can't use YouTube Studios, but Maddox can. I'm pretty sure PewDiePie could use YouTube Studios if he wanted to. Let's go ahead and check a few more of these comments. We've got one from a YouTube manager's Twitter account was hacked to spread fake news during the shooting. Oh, wow. So this is breaking news. This already happened. A YouTube manager's Twitter account was hacked during the shooting. Holy shit. During the shooting, the account was hacked. Anthony Quintano says that there are tweets being posted to this account that are definitely not from him. And Jack from Twitter, Jack, the head of Twitter, says we're on it. So that's good. Twitter's being really responsive to that. And again, if you're just joining us, here's what the satellite photo looks of the YouTube building. Oh, that's gone. And then here's what the front building looked like. Now, we're not sure if the police shot that door in or if the active shooter, while they were in the building, shot that door in. Stan is giving us updates live from Arkansas. According to Stan, he says the hack was flagged by multiple reporters, and Twitter removed the hoax tweets shortly afterwards, with CEO Jack Dorsey personally responding that the platform would handle the situation. Even after Twitter executives became aware of the compromise, hoax tweets were still being regularly posted to Lavrusic's account. That's the guy who broke the story, the employee at Google, at YouTube headquarters, who broke the story. It looks like his account was hacked and a bunch of hoax tweets were being tweeted from that account. They were still being posted from his account, only to be instantly deleted. It's still unclear how the account was first compromised. Great. Good job, dipshits. So we have the person who is trying to get us breaking news about this active shooting event, and you morons hacked his account. Guys, why? Why do you always have to... Can't you just, stop being edgelords for 5 fucking seconds? Jesus. All right. We got a super chat from Alex M. Let's see. He says, Maddox, you're speculating without facts. You really are turning into a real news channel, just like Fox News or CNN. Wow. Thank you, Alex. The only difference is, Alex, dipshit, is that I am telling people that I am speculating. This is my own personal opinions. I'm not reporting the news when I say that I'm speculating. My guess is that the shooter may have had some intimate knowledge of YouTube headquarters to be able to get into a place where the employees were, because you have to pass multiple layers of security to get to that area. You have to pass the front gate, the front desk, you have to go through a badge scan, and there's security guards. So at any of those points, if the shooter made it apparent that they were carrying a gun, then they most likely would have been stopped by one of the security guards. I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility. I don't think that makes me a conspiracy dipshit. But I am telling you guys that when I speculate, that is a speculation. Let's see. Super Arrogant Brothers in the comments says, this breaking news stream is run really smoothly. Well done. Thank you. This is my first. Let's see. What else? I'm going to be reading some of your comments if I can. I'm getting some help from Stan Morris from NEA Report in Arkansas. These are live tweets that are coming in. Here's one from USA Today. The female suspect is dead. If you're just joining us, the female suspect is dead. At least 4 others wounded after a shooting at YouTube headquarters in San Bruno. Michael Tannenbaum says, the shooting at YouTube headquarters in San Bruno is the 58th mass shooting of 2018 in America. It's the 93rd it's the 93rd day of 2018. This is a number that a lot of people can, think is contentious because of how you might define a mass shooting. We're not going to get into the politics of it. A lot of people define mass shootings as 4 or more people who've been shot. Here's a tweet from Shannon Watts. Says, in light of the shooting in San Bruno YouTube, will the NRA apologize for... Okay, this is already getting political here. Great. I'm trying not to keep... I'm trying to just report the news. I don't really want to get into a political debate about gun control, which a lot of people are obviously jumping on and trying to do at this point. Let's see. Yeah, here's another one from Chloe Easterbrook. It says, gun control is needed now. This is inexcusable. Please register to vote. A lot of emotions running high. People are trying to already use this as an agenda to push their, whatever the narrative they believe, which is fine. This isn't a political newscast. We're just trying to cover the news. Well, it says here... Okay, here's something breaking from 4 minutes ago. Gigi Gracietti says, breaking, at least 5 patients were transported to local hospitals from the scene of the reported shooting on YouTube campuses. Let's go ahead and check that full tweet, because I'm not sure if that includes the shooter herself. Let's see, Gigi Gracietti, yeah, it says at least 5 patients transported to local hospitals. Their conditions are unknown. So that that's the first I've heard that there might be a 5th victim in this shooting. Let's see. Yeah, we got the same tweet from Donald Trump. I think that's getting retweeted a whole bunch. 3 seconds ago, President Trump took the unprecedented step of offering thoughts and prayers to the victims, says Brian Kassenstein. Yeah, all right. We got these live tweets coming in. This is just coming in the direct feed from Twitter. Anyway, again, if you're just joining us, we just covered the San Bruno shooting that happened at YouTube headquarters. My personal speculation is that this person may have been a disgruntled employee because they were able to get past the security of the building, the front of the YouTube headquarters, which is usually pretty highly secured. This is what the front of the building looked like. If you're just joining us, it's unclear whether police shot that door in or the shooter shot that door in so they could get inside. But my guess is if they were able to get to the area where the employees were, then it may have been someone with intimate knowledge and security clearance to get to that area in the building. YouTube is usually, they have their ducks in a row. It's usually a very secure building, so it's really unlikely that a visitor would know how to get to the area where the employees are. But, we have some super chats I'm going to read. We got one from Ian Ross for $2, says a real woman of the people. Okay, tasteless joke. Thank you for the super chat. And Narskull says, for $4.99, thank you, Narskull, says, this is for Stan, no thanks to Alex M. $4.99. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the super chats. If you guys like these live news streams, this is the first one I've done. Subscribe to this channel. Hit that bell. You'll get notifications. I don't do these too often, so they won't be annoying. They won't be going off in your pocket every other minute. But I'm going to be covering these live news stories as they happen. If there's a big story that everyone is talking about, I'm going to do my best to cover it on this channel. Or on Madcast Media. That's the other channel I sometimes do the live news from. We've got another one here. Let's see. Paris Martineau, San Bruno Police Scanner, says we have 37 individuals that will need tagging. Oh, excuse me, triaging. There's talk of casualty center. Wow. This is from as of 2 minutes ago. That's the first I've heard of that. 37 people that will need triaging. That's the first I've heard of that. So some of these tweets are a little bit old. That happened, the possible gunfire. We know at this point that there are at least 4 injuries, and the victim, the only person who has died that we know of at this point is the shooter herself, and it was a female shooter, highly unusual. A lot of people on Twitter, emotions running high, people politicizing it. Here's one from Ryan DeWerf. Says, I'm disgusted and I'm hurt. It's always the same headline with different town or state. Let's see. Here's one from San Bruno Police Department. San Bruno Police Chief Barberini. Okay, some of these are older tweets. Let's see if we have any of these. If we can bring any more. Yeah. So some of these are older tweets. I'm going to read a few more comments, and I think we're going to end this live stream unless we get some new information coming in. We've got. Let's see. Let's check with the comments. And by the way, if you guys are in Arkansas, Stan is reporting that. Stan Morris from Arkansas NEA Report is reporting that there may be tornadoes touching down in Arkansas. So if you're in that area, check your local news, see where those are if you're in the affected areas. Anyway, guys, I think that's it for this stream. If you guys enjoyed this stream, if you guys want to see more live news coverage, subscribe to this channel, hit that bell, and we'll have notifications. I don't do these too often. This is the first one I've actually done, a live news coverage. Anyway, guys, lots more to come. I think we're going to, that's going to be it for our breaking news coverage. Yeah. We got another one from Alex M. Another super chat from Alex M. Let's see. He says, keep up the good work, Maddox. Love your stuff. Thank you, Alex M. I really appreciate that. Keep those super chats coming. I really appreciate those guys. Anyway, that's it for now. Until next time, I may be doing more of these live news shows. If you're just joining, this was a report on the shooting at San Bruno YouTube headquarters. We'll have more. If anything develops in the next hour or so, I may do another follow-up to this. But thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm Maddox.